Consumers have plenty of choices when it comes to full-size SUVs today. The Genesis GV80 is just one of many. We'll find out in this episode of The Real DC Car Guy if it meets the standard or beats the standard. It's William Westhopper, and we're here with the 2021 Genesis GV80, and this vehicle is set up with the 2.5 turbo engine, and it's in rear-wheel drive. So let's talk about what the GV80 is and what it is not. So the GV80 is a full-size SUV-style vehicle that can be an SUV if you put it in all-wheel drive, and remember my definition of SUV is that it has either all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. This tester is only rear-wheel drive, so I'm going to consider this more of an SUV-style station wagon. So let's take a look at what Genesis has put out on the market. Steering wheel has a nice feel to it. There's nice grips up at the top. It gives you a good place to look at it. The control buttons on it are clean. They feel solid. Like the fact that we have heated steering wheel. Heated seats are an absolute must in the winter. It's nice when it gets cold. Love the fact that we have the cooled seats. I like the center console. This center console through here could use some work. The one thing I found with this vehicle is the back seats are just as comfortable as the front seats. There's plenty of padding in there. It's not just an afterthought, which is nice for your passengers. Now that center seat in the second row may not be as comfortable since there is a fold down armrest there, and that's also the pass-through area, so that may be a little harder. I did not sit in that spot. Listen to that door thunk. It thunks, and that's something that you don't find on a lot of cars today. That thunk, that quality of sound, shows that the car is very well insulated. It's very quiet inside, which is very nice, especially on the highway. The active noise cancellation, I'm sure it's a little bit of everything. It's also the build quality, just very, very nice and quiet feel as you're driving around the road. No, with the large 20-inch tires, the vehicle rides very smoothly and very well, though it is a little noisy on surfaces that have potholes or need road repair. Actually, the car rides a little rougher than I would expect for a Genesis. Now, the map on the GV80 screen, it's very clear, it's very simple, there's no color in it, it's a black and white map. It doesn't give you a lot of names or anything else, it just sort of tells you where you're going. What else is the Genesis GV80 good at? As a under $60,000 luxury SUV, it fits that mold very well. The interior is very well thought out. Things are in good places. The seating is comfortable. You have heated and cooled seats on the front, and you have heated seats in the rear. Now you can upgrade this vehicle to a GV80 with a 3.5 with all-wheel drive. You can push the price point up to $80,000 pretty easily with all the options. And that's just fine. The question is a Genesis an $80,000 vehicle? Well, probably when you compare it to some of its competition, whether it be Mercedes-Benz, BMW, or Audi, you're still going to get a better value price-wise with the Genesis vehicle because of its quality. When you select the little steering wheel on the right side of the steering wheel and select the mode for cruise control, it lets you know what's going on around you. It gives you images of the vehicles around you as little sort of white blobs. Again, very black and white, though the Genesis GV80 is shown in that center position, and you can tell that there's a lot more detail in that than there are the cars that are around you, and it'll tell you where the cars in front of you are. Now, I've taken my hands off the wheel. We're at 61 miles an hour, and it's basically driving itself. It's not asking me to do stuff. So some semi-autonomous driving operation on this vehicle. The camera's watching for things. It's not telling me to put my hands on the wheel. As you see, I'm holding off on putting my hands on the wheel, and it's moving along. It's in this mode where it is looking for, it's following the car in front of us at the speed in front of us. And we're in a pretty high traffic area right now, so I'm not going to do a whole lot. It's seeing the lines, it's steering itself. It's also sensing the truck in front of us and slowing down to that. The autonomous driving feature is okay for driving on the highway, but I wouldn't use it unless you're out really on the open interstate. So then what happens when your hands are on the wheel, of course, is that you feel it kind of telling you where to go and moving the wheel around a little bit. It's a little, so you can see I'm moving the wheel back and forth a little, pretty much, and it's not really doing anything in the car. So there is a little loosiness in there. Now it's seeing the truck in front of us and slowing down. Now that adaptive cruise control has been around for a long while now. Now, one of the things that I've noticed with this vehicle is that it has multiple drive modes. So it has the sport mode, it has the comfort mode, it has eco, and it has a custom mode. So I've just moved it into sport mode. What that does is it makes the transmission and engine a little bit more responsive. It also has given me a little bit more bolstering in my seat. When you go into eco mode, it is less responsive, but the engine will run more fuel efficiently, which is good for long trips. But if you're on a highway somewhere and you're in cruise control, eco mode probably would be the way to go. I do not like it for driving around town. Definitely don't like it on the highway, especially in a crowded area like we are here in the Washington, D.C. suburbs, where you need to be able to react quickly. Custom mode is nice because you can set up wherever you want to be. Comfort mode is a little bit closer to eco than sport. It just makes things smoother. So my choice on the GV80, of course, is sport mode. And you can tell I just hit sport and it just jumped it up and made it move forward a little faster. So in sport mode with the 2.5 engine, the vehicle has plenty of power for a small engine at a good fuel economy. And let's go see what our fuel economy. We are right now at 17.6 miles per gallon. My average fuel economy since I filled up the other day, fuel economy is 21.9. Average fuel economy for today is 18.4. So I've been driving about 450 miles in this vehicle with an average fuel economy of 21.9, which to me for a 2.5 turbo 4-cylinder is not super spectacular. I'd like to see a little bit better fuel economy than that. There are 3 dials on the center console, along with some buttons to control the screen. This top large flat dial controls the center display, along with these buttons up ahead, which are right at fingertip level when you're resting on the armrest. Below that is the plastic crystal gear selector dial, and then beside that over is the drive mode dial, which takes a little get used to of where everything is. This vehicle also comes with auto hold, which is nice when you come to a stop sign and you want to take your foot off the brake. You hit the auto hold and the vehicle stays there. It's a very simple and very clean look. Even the map is very clean looking, so it really doesn't stand out. There's more detail on the driver's dash cluster. This vehicle is set up with a video screen when you turn your left signal on or your right signal on, that it shows up on the right side of the driver's dash. Now that's good. I like that in a lot of the other products from Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis. In this vehicle, there's a display only on the right side of the dash as opposed to the right and left. Now what the issue for me was when I was turning left, I'd like to see it over at the analog side where the speedometer is. It does not show up there. It just stays on the right. So you're looking out the left window, but you're also trying to look at the right side of the driver's dash display, and outside the left window it doesn't work. It works better when you're looking out the right window and your eye, out of the corner of your eye, you can see what's in there. And what it does show is outside of that camera on either side, on either of the mirrors, it shows you your blind spot, which is very good. How do you use Smart Park on the Genesis GV80? Well, you lock the vehicle and you do the remote start, get it to start, and then you use the forward or backward button on the key. And this helps you get it into a tight parking space, which sometimes is an important thing in today's world in some of our, shall we say, more compact parking garages. Now, you might worry whether the vehicle is going to stop. Say a child walks in front of it, it sees something, whether it's going to stop. So let's try that. So the car will move out forward for you. And of course, if you walk in front of it, it sees you and it stops. Let's try it from the reverse. So the vehicle stops. So overall impressions of the 2021 Genesis GV80 2.5 turbo and rear-wheel drive. So what do I like about the vehicle? I like the size of the vehicle. It's right size. It's not too big. It's not too small. I also like the comfort of the seats, though I did find on my longer trip that I found myself not getting super comfortable, having some getting a little tired. But then I used the massage seat function, which helped with that. So that was something that was nice. Another thing that I like about the GV80, I really like its looks. Some people don't like the grille or the lights. I think it just has a really nice SUV look. Another thing that I do like is I like the power and performance of this small 2.5 turbo engine. The downside of it is I don't love the fact that it doesn't get better fuel economy. But then again, this is a big box, so I can sort of understand the lower fuel economy. I do like the fact that there's plenty of cargo space. It's easy to use. It's easy to get in and out of. It's has multiple functions with the 60/40 fold down split rear, and then the middle pass through, which you don't often find in some SUVs. That middle pass through is very nice. You can still leave the two seats up and put that center pass through down and for a longer item, so you can still carry 4 passengers and say skis, for example, inside. The Genesis GV80 is truly a contender for those who want a 4-door SUV with seating for 5, and if you get the 3.5 model, you can opt for a 3rd row to get seating for 7. I think that Genesis could have upscaled the interior a little bit more. It's a little bland, which I'm sorry about, because that just doesn't seem right for a Genesis. Genesis just should be a little bit more upscale in my book. When you compare the GV80 to the Palisade is much more tricked out, I'll say, and the Telluride is a little bit less so. Genesis GV80 is a contender in there, but it is a very, very tough market with a lot of the other sort of mid to full size SUVs that are on the market. Price point of just under $60,000 for this one. That was a little high, but then again, I'm cheap. If this is the kind of vehicle you're looking for, the GV80 certainly should be something that you should check out. Until next time, on The Real DC Car Guy. So if you have any more questions on the Genesis GV80, put them down in the comments below and we'll respond to them. And if you like this video, please smash that like button and follow us for more auto and truck reviews right here on The Real DC Car Guy.